हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जन जन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रीमद His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Beauty founder Acharya Savior of the whole world Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottarishta Shrimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय. नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय. पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय. भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय. सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय. श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकानाथ की जय. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय. श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय. शील प्रभुपाद की जय. शील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3rd, Chapter 18. 18. The battle between Lord Boar and Hiranyaksha. Text 11. Ete vayam nyasahara rasokasam gatahiyo gadaya dravitaste तिष्ठामहे थापि कथाचिदाजौ स्थेयं कयमो बलिनोत्पाद्यवैरम् एते वयं न्यासहरा रसौकसाम् गतर्षियो गदया द्रावितास्ते तिष्ठामहे थापि कथाञ्चिद् आजौ स्थेयं कः यमो बलिं नोत्पादयं वैरम् एते वयं न्यासहरा रसौकसाम् गतर्षियो गदया द्रावितास्ते तिष्ठामहे थापि कथाश्चिदाजौ स्थेयं कयमो बलिनोत्पाद्यवैरम् एते वयं न्यासहरा रसौकसाम् गतार्यो गदया द्रावितास्ते तिष्ठामहे थापि कथाञ्चिदाजौ स्थेयं कयमयो बलिनोत्पद्यं वैरम् शोकसम् गतर्यो गदया द्रावितास्ते तिष्ठामहे थापि कथाञ्चिदाजौ स्थेयं कयमो बलिनोत्पाद्यवैरम्. Vaishnavas. Ete vayam न्यासहरा रसौकसाम् गतार्यो गदया द्रावितास्ते तिष्ठामहे तापि कथाञ्चिदाजौ स्थेयं कयमो बलिनोत्पाद्यवैरम्. एते वयं न्यासहरा रसौकसाम् गतार्यो हृदया गावितास्ते तिष्ठामहे थापि कदाञ्चिदाजौ Steyam quayo mobalinotpatya vairam. Ete ourselves. Vayam we. Nyasa of the charge. Haraha thieves. Rasaukasam of the inhabitants of Rasatala. Gatariyaha shameless. Gadaya by the mess. By the mace, yeah. Dravitaha chaste. Te your. Tishtamahe we shall stay. Atha api nevertheless. Kathachit somehow. Ajao on the battlefield. Stheyam we must stay. Qua where. Yamaha can we go. Balina with a powerful enemy. Utpadaya having created. Vairam enmity. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Certainly, we have stolen the charge of the inhabitants of the Rasatala and have lost all shame. Although bitten by your powerful mace, I shall stay here in the water for some time because, having created enmity with a powerful enemy, I now have no place to go. Purport. The demon should have known that God cannot be driven out of any place, for He is all pervading. Demons think of their possessions as their property, but actually everything belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can take anything at any time He likes. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. I seek blessings of all devotees so that I can speak something glorifying Lord for all of your pleasure and for my purification. So here we are at a place wherein Hiranyaksha has rebuked Lord Varaha. He spoke some trash words And Lord Varaha, in return, he became angry as well as he was smiling. And he started responding. So yesterday's verse we saw, and then today's verse and tomorrow's verse. So 3 verses, Lord responds to the challenge given by Hiranyaksha. So in today's verse, Lord is saying to Hiranyaksha that certainly we have stolen the charge of the inhabitants of Rasatala and have lost all shame. Although bitten by your powerful mace, I shall stay here in the water for some time, because having created enmity with a powerful enemy, I now have no place to go. So you see, we'll see 2 things today. First, how when some demon rebukes Lord, Mother Saraswati, she tricks in a way that it always have 2 meanings. So we'll see what is the, and then Acharyas, like especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he explains those meanings. And another point we'll see is that yesterday there was disappearance day of 3 great Acharyas, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So we'll just briefly discuss about them as well. Yeah. Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. So, yesterday there was disappearance day of Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So we'll discuss about them as well. Is that better? Okay, thank you. So, first part about having 2 meanings. Indra, when he, just before the Govardhan pastime, when Krishna told that you don't have to worship Indra, will worship Govardhan, Indra gave a series of so-called bad words to Krishna. He's balisham, vachalam, he speaks too much, and then Acharyas beautifully explain actually what that does mean. Same way, when we see that it's not only demons, even when Krishna himself was talking with Rukmini, he teases her, right? I am a coward, I don't have a place to stay, I am neither Kshatriya nor Vaishya, I am one who runs from a battlefield, So so-called all negative words. But Rukmini very expertly, she tells how each one of them was correct actually, We can read that in 10th canto, very nicely described. So same way here, when Hiranyaksha is deriding Lord Varaha, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that how it has, like Lord was angry because of course, he felt bad because he was speaking bad words. Lord also has feelings, right? At the same time, he was smiling. So like in yesterday's verse, it was mentioned, the personality of God had said, indeed, we creatures of the jungle, and we are searching after hunting dogs like you. One who is freed from the entanglement of the death, has no fear from the loose talk in which you are indulging, for you are bound up by the laws of death. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he very nicely explains that there are 2 words, yesterday's verse is like Vanagochara, so that means dwelling in the forest, and Gramasinha means dog. So what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says is that the another meaning is Lord's devotees, they are like Vanagochara. They are like, Vanaprasthas and sannyasis who travel all over the places, and Gramasinhan, dogs means they deliver the conditioned soul, and by that mrutyupashay pratimuktasya. They deliver them from the bondage of birth and death by giving them the shelter of Lord. And today's verse, this Rasokasam, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that Lord Varaha is telling that, "Oh Hiranyaksha, I accept your devotional service as well in the form of fighting. And because you have been cursed by Jay and Vijay, 4 Kumaras, you don't have any other place to go. So I accept your devotional service in terms of fighting." So, and then tomorrow's verse also, it is having, similarly, another meaning. So like this, we see that Lord is so pure that even if something inauspicious is hurled at Lord, it's always auspicious. So that's how we see that Lord, he was smiling, understanding the other meaning of this, Hiranyaksha's abuse. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is nicely mentioning, demons should have known that God cannot be driven out of any place, for he is all pervading. So this is not only true in terms of Lord, but also in terms of Lord's devotees and the mission of Srila Prabhupada. In India, there was one college wherein devotees were preaching, and they had a big camp. This is a very prestigious university, like here Stanford, like one of the IITs. And they had many boys come, college students, and they attended program in the center, which was near to the university. And they had a plan that they'll all stay back, and next day they'll have a Mangalarti morning program, so that they get a full experience. So all the boys, they were sleeping after having nice prasad, and suddenly, like around 11:30 in night, this college authorities, they come with 2 buses. They knock on the door, wake up all the students, and take them back to the hostels. So now these devotees who had arranged this, they were in really panic mode, because they thought, okay, now this college authority, they will, they may put a case against us, we may have to close. So what they thought is that maybe we'll close this center, we'll go a little far, maybe for 1-2 years we'll have little bit slow, presence, very small, and then later we can, start again full-fledged preaching. So they were in that wind-up mode. They were thinking, they got they talked with devotees. So one of the devotee, in charge, he talked with one of the professor in the university who was favorable. So this professor, he went and talked with the warden who had brought these buses. And he said, "Hey, what happened? Why did you do this?" So this warden, he said, "Actually, I like your people a lot. What they are doing, I really like. But we cannot allow students to go and, stay outside, because otherwise, it will come on us, because they are in our care." So, and then this devotee also mentioned they are now planning to wind up his things. He said, no, why they are so afraid? He said, let them continue, just do it during daytime, Don't let the students stay in the night away. So then this professor told these devotees, and they were very happy. So these devotees were in turn thinking that how, we were scared for no reason actually. Rather, so the point is, they thought that they are going to get driven away. Rather, it happened the other way. They were most welcome. So this is, one example wherein Lord and his devotees cannot be driven away. This whole book about I'll build temple for you, about Jew temple. There's so many ups and downs, Giriraj Maharaj, so nicely he points out. But Prabhupada promised that, oh Lord Rasbihari, you stay here, I'll build temple for you, right? And he did it. So once Krishna enters, it's very difficult to take him out. Rather, it is impossible. Okay. So, all of us, please say, O Lord Ram, I am yours. Okay. Now, for your kind information, in case you have plans to go to material life, you cannot now. Because Lord Ram, he has promised that if someone even once says that, oh Lord, I am yours, he said, I take vow to protect him. So, this, and we know Lord Ram's vow cannot be taken away anytime. So we see that when someone wants to be Krishna conscious, unless he does Vaishnava Aparadha, even if there are temptations and little bit problems, Krishna will make sure that he won't leave his heart. And anyway, as a Paramatma, he is there, he is not leaving. And for that, Krishna can do anything. He can reverse our karma. If we are supposed to get $1 billion, we'll lose $1 billion. Scary, right? But if we are not supposed to get $1 billion, we may get also. So it's completely unpredictable. Once one devotee went to another organization, their temple was very nice, pick and span, well managed, everything running smoothly. And then this devotee was in management, So he said, I don't know when this will happen to our temple, Ours is all-time firefighting mode, So that surprisingly, that other organizations, is very realized. So he said, it will never happen in your organization. So he said, why? He said, because you are worshipping Krishna. And Krishna will do whatever is required to purify you. So if, getting great success is going to, take you away from Krishna consciousness, you will not get it. But of course, it's not that we should not try for big things, but even if it doesn't come, understand it's for our own purification. So, that's the short summary wherein Prabhupada is mentioning that the demon should have known that God cannot be driven out of any place for his all-pervading. So whenever we get, like the other day Bhrigupati Prabhu was mentioning in the Bhagavatam, that many times he goes in the college and some guys will come and randomly kind of try to say, do you have permission, this and that. So they think that they'll drive them away, but it's not possible. There can be temporary setback, but ultimately, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. All the towns and villages in the world will have Lord Chaitanya's holy name chanted. All we have to do is do our part and become part of success. So to summarize, we saw that how whenever there are demons rebuke, Mother Saraswati, she tricks them in a way that whatever they speak is in one sense true, because it has another meaning, which the acharyas, like especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they take it out. And here we are seeing that how Varahadev, he was angry, at the same time he was smiling at Hiranyaksha, because he is thinking of the other meaning, wherein in today's verse he is saying that, oh, where can I go, because I have to reciprocate with your devotion, and I'll accept that your offering of a fight, which you are giving because of the curse given by the 4 Kumaras. So we'll stop on this verse there. So about this acharyas, yesterday was disappearance day of these 3 acharyas. We can practically speak for a day. First Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami and Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Again, in the life of Raghunath Das Goswami, we'll see first how he was born in a family of this, Govardhan and Hiranya Majumdar. Their parents were, having wealth that of a Indra, and they married him to a most beautiful lady. But he was so attracted to Lord Chaitanya because of his association with Haridas Thakur. And later, that by mercy of Nityanand Prabhu, that whole Chidadai festival, he got finally, released from his bondage, which all of us in material world want to have. Nice wealth, nice woman. And finally he took shelter of Lord Chaitanya. If we see Raghunath Das Goswami's life, he was like, austerity and, determination personified. The austerity which he did, if we try to imitate, Islamist Maharaj used to say that we will die. What he used to do is that he used to, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had asked that after becoming, renouncing everything, where does he taking prasad, Raghunath Das Goswami? So devotees mentioned, Swarup Damodar, that initially he was taking at the free booths. Then after some days he stopped. He was sitting in front of Sinhadwar and begging. After some days he stopped that also. So then he said, nowadays what he does is that Jagannath Mahaprasad, when it is not eatable, it is thrown at a place behind the temple, and the cows and other animals, they eat. And then some prasad is so externally rotten that even cows, they don't eat it, so they spit it. He said, Raghunath Goswami, he takes that, he washes it, and he eats it. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one day he goes, and that small part of rice was in his thatched hut. He goes and grabs it, and when he was about to eat, Raghunath Das Goswami was stopping him, but he did not listen. He eats it, and then Raghunath Das Goswami says that my life is finished. But Lord Chaitanya says that this is the most tasty offering I have ever tasted. Initially he kind of teases Raghunath Das Goswami. He says, oh, I am hearing that you are eating very nice, opulent prasad nowadays. I also want to taste where it is, And then he goes and grabs this. So this shows that, Lord was testing this renunciation of Raghunath Das Goswami. That he shows, And then later, even when he goes to Vrindavan, he used to just drink palm full of buttermilk in a couple of days actually. Hardly. Always engaged in, bhajan, chanting. He was not even bothered about building his bhajan kutir. So one day he was, Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, they come to him and they say that yesterday we saw that you were chanting and then there were lion behind you. And you were so absorbed you did not even notice. He used to be near bank of Radhakund. So Krishna has to come personally with a stick and stand next to you. So he says, sorry, and then again, but he says, again continues. They say that build bhajan kutir, but he doesn't agree. Again after some days, they come in, they say that yesterday you were chanting in hot sun. And then your body was burning. In India, it's like summer, sun is very hot. He said, personally Radharani came and she was holding her pallu on top of your head. He said, this is too much. We are supposed to serve them, not take their service. And then Raghunath Das Goswami agrees, okay, fine, I'll make a bhajan kutir. So that was his level of renunciation. And he had desire to renovate Radhakund, Shamkund, but he did not have money. But then there was one wealthy merchant. He went to Badrinath, all the way to Badrinarayan, and he worshipped and he wanted to offer all his wealth. So Lord Badrinarayan came to his dream and said, you go to Vrindavan, near Govardhan, in Aritagram. There is this Raghunath Das Goswami. You give him all his wealth and ask, he will say no. That time you tell him that you need to renovate Radhakund, Shamkund. And then this merchant comes, offers his wealth, and then he renovates the Shamkund, Radhakund. And that time, if we see, the Shamkund is in it's not square, it's in kind of a triangular, multiple angles. It has multiple angles. because there were many trees, and when he wanted to cut it, uh, the Pandavas came to his dream and they said that actually we are residing here in the form of trees, please don't cut us. So that's why the shape of Shamkund is not square, or rectangle. So this Raghunath Das Goswami, a renunciation is very much appreciated by Lord Chaitanya. So on so that's so Srila Raghunath Das Goswami ki the second Goswami. So actually all of them, they disappeared on the same day but different years. So Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, he was son of Tapan Mishra. So Tapan Mishra was the only person to whom Lord Chaitanya gave Hare Krishna Mahamantra even before taking the instruction from Ishwarpuri. Lord, when he, as a Nimai Pandit, went to the eastern provinces to earn money, Tapan Mishra, he was a great scholar. He wanted to know the purpose of life, but he was not finding. He read all the scriptures, everything. So, one day, I think Mother Saraswati, she comes to his dream and tells that, okay, this Nimai Pandit has come, who is non-different from Lord Naranarayan. You go and take shelter of him, and he'll tell you the purpose of life. So then Tapan Mishra goes and surrenders to Lord. So Nimai Pandit that time tells him that this chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the essence of all religion, and that's like chanting and purifying our heart. That's the goal of life. So then Tapan Mishra becomes very happy. He wanted to go with Lord, but Lord said, no, you go and stay in Varanasi or Kashi. I'll come and meet you afterwards. So after some years, when Lord takes sannyas, he goes to Kashi and he meets Tapan Mishra. So his son was Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. So in his childhood, he served Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, served Lord Chaitanya as a child, and later he went to meet him, and he took shelter of other Goswamis and met them in Vrindavan. Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, it is said that he was not having any deity, but he used to worship Srimad Bhagavatam as his deity. So, and that Bhagavatam is still present in one of the temple in Vrindavan today. So book Bhagavat is not different from Lord Krishna. So Srila Raghunath Bhatt Goswami ki cha, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, again he tells that how once in his home a devotee of Lord Nityananda, Minaketana Ramadas, he came and he was chanting, dancing, and then he saw that his brother, the brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and this Minaketan Ramdas, they had some argument because his brother was having firm faith on Lord Chaitanya, but very, very little faith on Lord Nityananda. And this Minaketan Ramdas said that they are non-different actually. You cannot leave one and have other. Both Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, we should be having same faith. And then because of this argument, this Minaketan Ramdas went away, and on that night, Lord Nityananda comes in the dream of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and he says, go to Vrindavan, everything will be fine. So then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, goes to Vrindavan, and then there he is in association of all other Goswamis, and there he receives the instructions and requests from all the Goswamis to write about Chaitanya Charitamrita, wherein he takes, there's a nice detail in Chaitanya Charitamrita, how he goes to each devotee, take the blessing, and then only starts the sender of writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. So at the age of ripe age of 90 plus actually, he writes this epic Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that's his gift to all of us. So, and then his humility is that if we read the initial, I think in first chapter or introduction, he says that I offer my obeisances to all the future devotees who will read Chaitanya Charitamrita. He is offering obeisances to all of us. Who is he? Who are we? Right?
So in all these acharyas, if we see, the common thread is all of them, they got mercy of some devotee. Raghunath Das Goswami got mercy of Haridas Thakur, and then Lord Nityananda, was he pleased, all the devotees. Then Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, he got mercy of his own father, Tapan Mishra, who was again devotee. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, again, he got mercy of Minaketan Ramdas, and to that Lord Nityananda. So, we see that if we somehow or other, please devotees, there is all auspiciousness awaited. And at the same time, the reverse is also true. If we displease or offend Vaishnavas, then our fall down is also guaranteed. So let's pray on this day, rather like it was yesterday, but nonetheless, let's pray to all this, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, that may we get all same desire and enthusiasm to serve Lord and perform devotional service as they had. So with this, we'd like to stop. Any questions or comments? You have? Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी की जय, श्रील रघुनाथ भट्ट गोस्वामी की जय, श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।